and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Bryan City Council meeting, the first one of the year 2016. This is January 4th. And at this time, we will look at the approval of minutes for the special meeting on the December 29th.
I move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Number 2 on the agenda is the hearing of public concerns. Is there anyone who would like to address the council at this time? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to number 3 on the agenda, the election of the president and vice president for the council for 2016. Do we have a motion for the president?
I move that Tommy Moore be president.
I will second that.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Tommy?
Abstain.
We have a motion for vice president.
I make a motion that Keith Day be appointed.
I'll second that.
Carrie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Keith?
Abstain. At this time now, we will do our switching.
Slide your back out.
Bring that here.
Here.
Bring yours up here. Whoop, let's do it this way.
I got the blank one.
Ooh. Does that look official?
Okay, we've got that taken care of, and what is not on the agenda is that we are going to go into a brief executive session, so I would entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of appointment of personnel.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Keith?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes. Okay, so we'll get back shortly. regular session, and thanks for your patience on this. So next on the agenda is number 4, and that is to set the times and dates for council meetings and during the holiday season of 2016. So we have various dates that the first and third Mondays will conflict. So we've got some dates here that we'll alter those dates as for council meetings based on the first and third Mondays. So council, you had a chance to review these times and dates. Any questions or suggestions or anything? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept these dates as presented.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes. Okay. Next is number 5, and that is approve the committees for the 2016. So hopefully I've got them all written down here correctly. So what I'll do is I'll read through the list here, and then I'll entertain a motion to accept all the appointments as presented. On the Budget Committee for 2016 will be Carrie Slade and Richard Hoopie. Finance and Audit will be Judy Yaris and Keith Day. Wage Committee will be Richard Hoopie, Keith Day. Tax Incentive Review will be Judy Yaris, Doug Johnson, Mayor, and Richard Hoopie. Economic Development, that will be Carrie Slade and Richard Hoopie. And the Prevailing Wage coordinators are Bryan Whelan and Melanie Kaiser. The ADA, which is the, what do we call that? Oh, American Disability Act, that it would be Patrick Thorpe. And then on negotiation team this year will be Keith Day and myself, Tommy Moore. Revolving Loans Fund will be Carrie Slade. Did I miss somebody there? No, okay. And I think that's it, right? Did I miss anything?
I move we accept those.
Okay.
I second.
Keith?
Yes?
Carrie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes. Okay. Number 6 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to delegate a representative for the city as a member of the director of the Ohio Municipal Electric Association. Mayor?
Okay, I have been on that since I have been mayor, and also have attended the meetings both in Columbus and Washington, D.C. This year, they're asking an alternate be appointed in case that the representative would not go. The OMEA board does pay a stipend for you to go and so forth along that line. So the representative for this year, the OMEA representative will be myself again, and the alternate will be Bill Peppel from the BPA. And usually Bryan is kind of different in that we have the separate BPA and council, but most of the people that attend the council and the BPA are under one arm and so forth. And I might say the BPA pays my dues to be in that situation. So that's why Bill Peppel has been asked and chosen as my alternate if I cannot make that. So that's a resolution we have to send down to the OMEA board.
Did we have a number on that?
Would you like me to read the number?
Sorry.
Okay. Resolution number 1, 2016, a resolution authorizing Douglas Johnson as delegate to represent the city of Bryan as a member of the board of directors of the Ohio Municipal Electric Association.
I move that we approve that.
I'll second.
Keith?
Yes?
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes. Okay. Number 7 is appoint a income tax review board. Mayor, do you want to take care of that?
Yeah, so with House Bill 5, it says that we have to appoint a income tax review board. We had that in place. According to their rules and regulations, the term will be for 2 years. The mayor is supposed to appoint one, and then the council is asked to appoint the next two. My appointee is Karen Gallagher. She served for me in the past and has done a good job. I don't think they've had to, did they meet once overall? But with House Bill 5, they might be meeting more. And then both Mark Beaver and Kim Watkins, who were previous members, have agreed to serve, but council is going to have to appoint them. So I appoint Karen Gallagher to serve.
And then we need a motion from council to appoint Mark Beaver and Kim Watkins.
I'll make that motion to approve Mark Beaver and Kim Watkins to the Income Tax Review Board.
I'll second.
And also to accept the mayor's appointment for Karen Gallagher.
Carrie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes. Okay. Next would be number 8, and that would approve the members to serve on the Volunteer Firefighters Dependents Fund Board, and Chief Siders is coming forward.
Good evening.
Evening, sir.
Every year I have to come before council and ask that you approve the appointment of members to serve on the Volunteer Firefighters Dependents Fund Board for the City of Bryan Fire Department. This year, I'm asking that you approve the appointment of Councilmember Richard Hoopy, Councilmember Tommy Moore, myself, Captain Leonard Bauer, and Jerry Mannon to serve on this board. This board only functions in the event of a line of duty death within the fire department.
I move that we accept that recommendation.
I will second that.
Keith?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Chief, I think you're going to stay there, correct? Because we had a
Sir.
status change in the fire department.
Yes, sir. Firefighter Matthew Neal has or will be completing his probationary period on Wednesday, and he's met all the requirements during his probationary period. So I would ask that he be placed on regular status with the fire department. And with that, because of his certifications that he has obtained since being appointed last January, his pay status will change from range 1 to range 6 per the volunteer firefighter pay ordinance.
I move that we approve.
I'll second.
Rick Hoopie?
Yes.
Tommy?
Yes.
Judy?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Thank you.
Chief, real quick, how's the numbers looking? Where are we at number-wise?
As far as personnel,
Yes.
we're holding steady at 25. I do have a couple of candidates working through the process,
Gotcha.
but we're still down.
Isn't, 25 though, for some reason 22 was sticking in my head, that we'd been around that 22 margin a couple
We had
years
been.
or something like
Yep,
that?
we had
But we
been.
have at least picked up a few then, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, number 10 now is the state of the city, and the mayor's gonna handle that
See if I can
presentation.
put in the dark here a little bit. This is the start of our annual reports, and I'll start out with the state of the city presentation. Hopefully everything is going to work here. isn't working right now. But, there we go. Okay, a little bit about the organizational chart. We have a mayor and a council, and as I say, the BPA is a separate organization voted on by the people, just like mayor and council. And BPA represents the water, communication, and the electricity. That's the organization chart, and then you can see the department heads that I have underneath me, and each one of those department heads will be doing their annual report in the couple months to come here. Okay, I'm not going to read big figures on the budget. We've had that, but I'm just going to point out some things as we go, and I'm going to round them off so that you see where we stand on that. The budget for this year, 2016, is $51 million, $51,725. And that budget is down 6.1%. And of that budget, $24 million is the council and $27 million is the BPA. Council budget is down 2.5% and BPA is down 9.2%. The general fund, and I want to point that out, the general fund is estimated to be 12/31/15 balance $1,000,005. At the end of last year, or end of 15, the budget was projected to be $45,776. That's projected 12/13/15, and I think we're going to end up in the 1.5 area. Are we correct in that area? So we're still hanging in there with that. Something to keep in mind, $790,000 in our budget is kilowatt hour tax. That is kept in the general fund from the state. And $1,480,000, that's our fire department 3/10 line item fund, $250, that is also separated out of the budget. If we would have, showing all our budget for this year, if we would show, if we would have the kilowatt hour tax, we would have the fire fund in there. This is what our budget looks like without, and this is what it looks like within. Estimating that carryover, $45,000, you said, without the 3/10 fire and without the kilowatt hour tax, we would be in real bad shape on that line. I keep hitting the wrong. The street department, just to give you an idea of what their budget is, the street department is a separate 203 fund. It's not in the general fund, but their annual budget is $1,064,000 a year. And also two other areas that are not in the general fund, the refuge, recycling, the 504 budget is $1,139,000, and the 506 fund, the wastewater, is $1,576,000. So those are two funds, we call those two enterprise funds, meaning that we have to collect rates in order to make those go. We did raise the refuge and recycling, and we're looking at the wastewater plant. We know we have some big projects coming up out there, and it looks like we're going to have to do something along that line. Well, council has to make that decision soon along what we're going to do in the 504, 506. 504, we're already set. Where do we get our money? The biggest share of our money comes from the 3/10 fire fund. It comes from the 1% income tax fund. It comes from a 5/10 street and sewer fund, and the rest of that is not taxed. Some people get mixed up with the 1% school tax that's on. That has nothing to do with the city. That's collected separately. One nice thing about our tax is that the senior citizen retirees do not pay that particular tax, whereas the school fund, they do pay that particular tax. So that's the difference in one group versus the other there. Our 0.5% income tax, we passed that in 2014. It'll come up again in June 1st, 2023, and we get $1,783,000, and that is for street and sewer and to pay debt on our fire station. So $1,783,000 is a 0.5%, and that keeps going down each year because if people aren't working, they're not paying in for that, so the amount is down. The fire fund, the 0.3% revenue, $1,151,000. You see that? If you didn't have that, those two big items right there, we'd be really sunk in our city budget. Inside property tax, how much property tax do we get? Well, the general fund gets about $343,000, and the police and fire fund gets 3/10. That was set clear back with the Northwest ordinance. So we get 2.8 mils, or around $384,000 goes in on property tax. So property tax, real estate doesn't bring us in a lot of dollars, but every little bit counts. We're happy to have $384,000. What does it cost for an employee? And I took an employee at $8.10 per hour. That's the middle section there. That is the minimum wage at 2080 hours. If you multiply that out, it comes out to $16,848. But by the time you pay the workers' comp, by the time you pay Medicare, by the time you pay PERS on that area, and that's at 14% if you're a regular worker, that $19,000 turns into a $19,836. The 16 turns into 19, and then if it's a single person, that 19 turns into 26, and if you're a family person, that 19 turns into 37,352. In addition, the city picks up dental, vision, single and family, and it picks up life insurance. So you see, just a regular minimum wage person can soon add up to $37,000. And there's not too many people that can live on that kind of a wage, I know that, but that is the minimum wage that we have. We have 141 employees working in the city right now. That does not include summer employees, but that are full-time people, and you see the breakdowns by department there from the various departments, and that can change from 1 to 2 people off and on throughout the year as people either retire or change jobs or come in and out of our departments. Police and fire building, that's one of the things that we are most proud of. It's a 4.875 debt. It's 20 years, 2012, December 16th, 2012, we started that. We made the first payment, and we're off and running in that police and fire building, making the payments on that. Another thing we paid in full was the debt on this building, $5.138 million. We paid that off in 13. It was due in 2016, so we paid that building off early. We spent another $1.668 million for the second floor with all the offices that went up here. Back in 1970, that was the drive-in theater here, and that's a building, and it's in fully in use. Mosier Construction was the contractor for that building. Wastewater plant, that is a debt. We paid that off early. We paid that in full in 2015. That was a $3.7 million project. Point out that we didn't borrow, we took $2.5 million out of the 0.5%, and we took out $1.2 million over 10 years at 0.8% for that particular debt on the wastewater plant, and that's all paid off, paid in full. So we're happy to have that, and that's money we took out of 0.5% to help in this particular area. Debt on the wastewater plant equalization basin, which we just started 2012, goes off in 2021. $1 million cost. We took $250,000 again from the 0.5%, and we're paying that off in a low 2.86% over the 10-year period. And that goes off 2021 unless we can pay that off sooner, around $43,000 a year we pay on our wastewater plant. Bryan Industrial Park, that's the old industrial park. The areas you see in red are the lots that we still have available out there for purchase. If anyone is interested in that, that's what we market. We're going to Findlay on Friday to meet with Jobs Ohio and to not only market this industrial park, but also our new industrial park. And that is located on County Road E. That's 80 acres out there with Jobs Ohio. We said we have 4 20-acre plots. They're looking for some 30-acre. I think we can stretch that 20-acre to 30-acre if we have a company that wants to come in. We'll make that arrangement. Working with BPA on that, Bryan, working with that agent, and we hope to get some movement in that area. We have an executive growth council committee, and that meets periodically with new businesses that wants to come in. That whole group doesn't always want together. Sometimes they might want to meet with just Bryan Carlin and myself because they want to know electric rates. Sometimes they want to know what other areas are doing. Sometimes they want to know what the downtown chamber is doing. Dan Harris could come in on that. Maumee Valley, Dennis Miller comes in on that. Real estate, Mike Sharon comes in sometimes on that. If they want to know representatives from other industries, Bill Steele had agreed last year to serve on this as a rep from city industry if they want any of that. Our task force secretary is Rhonda, and Bryan Whelan shares that. So when companies come in, they want all the facts right now. And these people, we can get in a hurry, and they have the facts to prevent the new industry coming in. That's our right economic growth council. Projects that we're still working on, that Amtrak replacement funding, they keep telling me that's on hold. They dress all up down here in suits and ties and so forth and tell me, well, that Amtrak is still on hold this year. Their excuse is that they had that big Amtrak wreck and their budget went down, their insurance and everything took all their funding for Amtrak stations. So they're coming down the tracks is what they're telling me. They're heading our way, so we'll see how long it goes on that. We also have the Bryan School Building Road Fountain Grove project. That is a $295,000 plus another $200,000 that comes out of the Progressive Tax Fund, and we are in good shape to maybe receive a public works grant in the tune of $250,000 in July. We're rated very high. We haven't gotten that yet. We didn't get it last year. But Bryan Whelan, he'll have more on that in his report, but we're in hopes of getting that $250,000. If so, that will help us to put that nice road in for the school we want. That's not a curb and gutter road, that's taken out what it is and what we've done in the past, but if we blacktop, it'll be sufficient to hold that. It's probably good that we haven't done that because of all the traffic that's going down that road now in the building. They're tearing it up. So if we'd have put it in this year, it'd been torn up before we even got into the building. So it's going to come timely, and hopefully that $250,000 will come our way, and that's going to save a lot on Bryan and allows him to do other projects. And we're going to continue our EPA mandate of storm sanitary separation. There's still EPA telling us we have people there that haven't separated their sewer yet, that we can tell that with rain. They can tell you there's still some water coming in there it shouldn't be. Clean Water Act, EPA regulated that. Sump pumps, downspouts, we're going to continue that. And then wastewater plant improvements, we're meeting executive tonight to discuss what has to be done out there, but we know that plant is old and it continually needs upkeep. As you see the amount of dollars we put in the last few years, that's going to continue as we move forward. Everyone needs to flush their toilets and they need to keep that sewage going. So that's the end of the state of the city. Any questions you have on that? As I say, the other department heads will be coming forward each meeting and giving their updates what they did last year. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. That is all that we have on our agenda for tonight. We do have an executive session scheduled for acquisition of property. So go around the room here quick. Chief Willis, anything? Okay. Leroy, anything?
Nothing.
Mr. Holmeyer? All right. Okay. Chief Siders?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Start down in the end. Judy, anything you need to bring forward
I
to us?
would just like to say thank you again to Dick Reed and Dick Wright for all the many years that they put in at this council and for this city.
Thank you. Carrie?
I would like to second that and also add that it has been a pleasure for Judy and I to be able to be involved in the process and the proceedings since the election date. And I thank all three of you for allowing us to be part of that. Very much appreciated. I don't feel like I'm completely lost up here since we've been coming to all these meetings and attending extra things the last 2 months. So I appreciate the courtesy that you granted us. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Mr. Hoopy?
Nothing tonight?
Mr. Day?
Well, I'd just like to welcome our 2 new members, and I think they're going to add a lot to our council, and yes, we will miss Mr. Wright and Mr. Reed, but these 2 ladies will give us a fresh look on things, and that's what the voters were after, I'm thinking. So welcome aboard, and I know they'll be good hard workers. Happy New Year, everyone. Thanks.
Ms. Laurie?
No, sir.
Ms. Rhonda?
No, sir.
All right. Mayor?
Couple of things. The city will pick up garbage on Monday, January 18th. We're off. Our council meeting will be Monday, January 19th. Martin Luther King Day. The offices will be closed on the 18th in observance of Martin Luther King Day. And also on the bottom of the agenda, I had the chamber banquet is January 28th. Council is asked to let my secretary know if you wish to attend that meeting. They'll get the reservations into Dan. And if you want your spouse to attend, make sure you talk with her what you have to do there along that line. But chamber banquet January 28th. We've always had a good attendance from council and sometimes department heads and their spouses have gone too. So we look forward to that. And I too welcome Judy and Carrie, and I think we're off to a good start, so thank you very much.
The next meeting is changed, correct?
Yes, it'll be Tuesday at 7. Yep, Tuesday at 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay, I have nothing else. Again, just looking forward to a good 2016 for us, the city, and employees, and citizens of Bryan. So that's all I have right now, and we do a motion to go into executive session now, right?
If you want to take a break, we can do it later.
Okay, all right. What we'll do is that we'll adjourn here and take a short break, and then we'll go into executive session. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that.
But we don't want to
Right.
adjourn.
No,
Just
to go
adjourn.
You just take a recess.
Just
Don't
Oh,
go for a
okay,
recess.
all right,
Take a
all right.
recess.
I misunderstood you. My fault. All right, we'll take a short break, and then we're going into executive session.